When it comes to a short week like this, everything changes in a flash for anyone following the Buffalo Bills, and preparing to face the Houston Texans has revealed a detail that could open up a huge advantage for this offense. When these two teams met back in Week 5 of last season, nobody expected the massive transformation that Houston would undergo on the quarterback's protection. And honestly, the difference is so significant that the Bills are heading into this game almost seeing a blinking sign on the Texans' offensive line. Here's your chance to pressure the quarterback. Because, let's be real, when a team decides to part ways with an elite left tackle, something that hardly ever happens in the league, you can already sense turbulence ahead. And that is exactly what the Texans did, sending their veteran anchor of the blind side to Washington in exchange for future draft picks. Up to that point, it was all part of each franchise's strategy. But the replacement did not go as planned. They tried to patch the position with a one-year deal for a veteran used to heavy trenches, but it didn't work, and before the current season was even halfway done, he had already been traded again for virtually nothing. From there, Houston put the responsibility on the shoulders of a rookie who is still learning the speed and technique required to face elite pass rushers. And as hard as he's trying, the numbers don't lie. Performance metrics place him near the bottom of the league, and on the field, it's clear pressure comes early, sealing the edge is a struggle, and long plays are inconsistent at best. And even if you only glance at the sack numbers, it might look like the situation is under control, but that's a dangerous illusion. Protection has improved slightly since last season, but not nearly enough to give this offense a comfortable cushion. The truth is the Texans show two completely different faces depending on the opponent. Against lines that cannot reach the quarterback, the offense breathes. But face a physical, fast, aggressive front, and everything collapses. In each of their losses this season, the pattern is the same. The quarterback gets hit more, holds the ball longer, and the offense loses rhythm. And that is exactly where the Bills' defense comes in. Because if there's one thing this defense knows how to do, it's turn a weakened offensive line into a massive problem. In the most recent game, the opposing quarterback's mobility masked what could have been a night full of pressure. He escaped, improvised, scrambled for yards, and prevented the defense from racking up sacks. But Houston will not have that luxury this time. One quarterback is recovering from an issue that limits his ability to play. The other is a pure pocket passer who depends entirely on solid protection. Combine that with defenders who know how to exploit gaps and weaknesses in blocking, and the scenario changes drastically. Meanwhile, on the Bills side of the field, the offense is starting to showcase new faces that could reshape the rest of the season. The glaring problem from the start has been clear. There was no true WR1 in the room. Josh Allen has always been an aggressive quarterback, willing to stretch the field, but he desperately needed a target who could consistently separate from defenders and make tough catches. And it seems that finally, the offense may have found that missing piece. In the most recent matchup, a player few expected to take center stage ended up stealing the spotlight with a performance that caught attention not just for the stats, but for the way he made himself available and created opportunities. He not only caught the ball, but also showed the ability to win routes, gain separation, and capitalize on every chance. In an offense that had struggled to consistently open passing windows, seeing a player with size, speed, and explosiveness emerge like this completely changes the outlook. And this is not the first time he has shown flashes of something bigger. Last season, in a single play, he turned a short screen into a massive gain all the way to the end zone, giving a glimpse of his potential when given more repetitions. Later in the preseason, another highlight-worthy play earned him a spot on the final roster. Now, with the real chance to see more snaps, he took full advantage and proved he can be more than just a situational option. The stats back up what the eyes saw on the field. He led all receivers in the league in average target separation that week, something extremely rare for a player of his size, and shared the highest number of offensive snaps with two other important receivers. He also contributed on special teams, proving he can impact the game in multiple phases, not just as an offensive weapon. What's most interesting is that the return of a veteran did not diminish his role, showing that the offensive plan can accommodate all of them on the field simultaneously. And with a younger receiver who had been taking more snaps than production, lately inactive for disciplinary reasons, the opportunity came at exactly the right moment. Now, the discussion in the coaching room has to revolve around how to balance this group, taking some responsibility off underperforming players and rewarding those who are truly moving the chains. The combination of veteran experience on one side and explosive talent on the other may be exactly what Josh Allen needed to stabilize the passing game. Both showed they can align outside, win physical matchups, and handle deep routes effectively. When a quarterback like Allen gains reliable options on the edges of the field, defenses are forced to retreat, opening up intermediate space and allowing the offense to operate with much more fluidity. Looking deeper into the Bills' offensive evolution, the emergence of this new receiving threat is more than just a one-game storyline. It represents a shift in how the team can approach their passing game for the remainder of the season. Josh Allen thrives when he has multiple dependable targets, and now the Bills have the blueprint to create a balanced and unpredictable aerial attack. The key is how they deploy their receivers in a way that maximizes spacing, isolates defenders, and allows Allen to make quick, decisive reads. With the combination of the veteran presence and a breakout performer, defenses are now forced to account for multiple threats, which opens up the entire field and creates opportunities not only on the outside, but also across the middle and in the seams, making the Bills' attack far more dynamic. Houston, on the other hand, is entering this matchup with a critical vulnerability. The offensive line struggles have become an Achilles heel that elite defenses can exploit. Against a team like Buffalo, known for its relentless pass rush led by Joey Bosa and a supporting cast that excels at pressuring the quarterback, the Texans' young and inexperienced tackles are going to face a baptism by fire. The numbers don't even tell the whole story. While they have slightly reduced sacks allowed per game compared to last season, the quality of competition in their wins versus their losses paints a stark picture. When facing strong pass-rushing teams, Houston has struggled significantly, which suggests that the Bills' defensive front could dominate and force multiple negative plays that swing momentum early in the game. Even if C.J. Stroud is sidelined or limited due to concussion protocol, or if Davis Mills is under center as a pure pocket passer, the Bills' front seven is in a prime position to disrupt timing, create pressure, and potentially generate turnovers. This mismatch on the offensive line could shape the entire flow of the game, as Houston will likely struggle to sustain drives, leaving their defense on the field longer and exposing them to fatigue against a well-coordinated Buffalo attack. The Bills have shown they can exploit mismatches, and this one is glaring. A combination of young tackles, inconsistent protection, and a defense that excels at exploiting those weaknesses. Meanwhile, the emergence of Tyrell Shavers and his instant chemistry with Allen gives the Bills a new layer of versatility. His ability to create separation and make contested catches forces defenses to adjust, opening lanes for other receivers, and even for Allen himself when he decides to scramble or extend plays. The balance of speed, size, and route-running precision that Shavers offers allows the Bills to diversify their schemes. Offensive coordinators now have the flexibility to design plays that stretch defenses vertically and horizontally, creating mismatches at multiple levels. It also allows the team to take pressure off players like Keon Coleman, who has struggled with consistency, and leverage the full arsenal of talent across the depth chart. Another important factor is the presence of Joshua Palmer, whose veteran experience complements Shavers' breakout role. Palmer provides a safety net in critical situations, reliable hands, and a knowledge of how to navigate tight coverage. Pairing him with Shavers creates a dual threat that challenges defenders to pick their poison. Do they focus on the seasoned, steady option, or do they risk letting the hot-hand rookie make a game-changing play? This dual dynamic opens up play-action opportunities, deep shots, and creative formations that keep defenses guessing and off balance. It's not just about giving Allen options. It's about dictating the defensive alignment and forcing opponents to react rather than execute their own game plan. The strategic use of Shavers and Palmer also has ripple effects on the rest of the offense. By keeping the defensive backfield honest and preventing them from cheating toward one side, other receivers like Shakir, or even tight and can exploit one-on-one matchups that would otherwise be crowded. In addition, when teams focus heavily on containing Allen's top targets, it creates lanes for the running game, enabling the Bills' running backs to operate in less congested spaces and maintain offensive balance. The overall effect is a more unpredictable and explosive offense that can attack from multiple angles, sustain drives, and ultimately control the tempo of the game. Defensively, the Bills are poised to make life difficult for whichever quarterback Houston fields. Pressure is the name of the game, and a mismatch along the offensive line provides a clear advantage. Fast edges, interior penetration, and disciplined gap control will allow Buffalo's defenders to collapse the pocket, force hurried throws, and capitalize on mistakes. This defensive presence not only limits Houston's passing efficiency, but also impacts the running game, as the line of scrimmage is constantly contested, making it difficult to establish rhythm. With each play, the Bills can chip away at confidence, energy, and momentum, compounding the challenge for the Texans. On special teams, Shavers continues to contribute meaningfully, adding another layer of versatility. Whether it's coverage units, blocking on returns, or making critical catches in less traditional scenarios, his involvement reinforces his value and provides the coaching staff with additional flexibility in designing packages that maximize talent while keeping opponents off balance. The more multidimensional the player, the harder it becomes for opposing coaches to anticipate and prepare for everything the Bills can throw at them. Ultimately, this matchup highlights a convergence of opportunity and preparation. Buffalo has found new weapons, an offense capable of varied and explosive play, and a defense ready to exploit one of the league's most glaring vulnerabilities. Houston's changes, particularly on the offensive line, have left them exposed in ways that few teams could overcome against a well-coordinated opponent like the Bills. The combination of Shavers' breakout performances, Palmer's veteran presence, Allen's versatility, and a defense built to pressure quarterbacks sets the stage for a game that could tilt heavily in Buffalo's favor, not just in isolated plays, but in controlling the rhythm and momentum from start to finish. In short, Buffalo enters this matchup with a clear blueprint for success. Exploiting Houston's offensive line vulnerabilities, leveraging the breakout receiver's emergent role, and maintaining consistent pressure through the defensive front, the Bills are positioned to dominate the game on both sides of the ball. The combination of tactical awareness, individual talent, and team cohesion sets the stage for a performance that could redefine Buffalo's trajectory for the remainder of the season. Every snap, every route, and every defensive assignment contributes to a strategy designed not only to win the game, but to impose the Bills' identity on the field, creating an environment where Houston must react rather than dictate, and where Buffalo's strengths can flourish without limitation. Before we dive back in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest Buffalo Bills updates straight to your screen. And hey, don't hold back. Let us know your thoughts on today's news down in the comments. A low-voiced murmur has been echoing through league circles, growing louder with each passing hour, and it now centers squarely on the Buffalo Bills. According to people close to the situation, the team has abruptly dismissed one of its assistant coaches after what insiders are calling a volatile internal incident. Details remain frustratingly blurry, but the whispers describing the fallout are anything but quiet. Sources claim that head coach Sean McDermott was left furious, reportedly storming into a staff meeting and confronting several members of his coaching room in a scene that left players stunned. The sudden exit of the assistant has set off waves of speculation about what exactly triggered the blowup. Some say tensions have been brewing behind the scenes for weeks, with disagreements over game planning and communication styles. Others insist the issue was far more personal, hinting at a breach of trust or a conflict that escalated well beyond professional boundaries. Whatever the cause, observers inside the organization describe the atmosphere as electric and unstable, as if the entire building felt the shock at once. Several team veterans were said to be caught off guard by the coach's departure, leading to concern about the stability of the staff at a delicate moment in the season. McDermott, known for his tight-lipped approach and emphasis on internal discipline, has reportedly clamped down on information leaking from the facility, a move that has only intensified curiosity. Even so, fragments of the story keep slipping out. Hushed conversations in hallways, tense sideline exchanges, and a sense that something deeper may be simmering beneath the surface. Rumors continue to swirl about whether more changes could follow, or if this was a one-off eruption from a coaching group under intense pressure. Some insiders believe the dismissal may signal a shift in McDermott's leadership tone, a message that no one is immune from consequences. Others suspect the incident could expose wider fractures within the staff. That's a wrap for now. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay on top of all things Buffalo Bills, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what you think in the comments. See you in the next update.